Have you ever found yourself lying in the dark, staring at the ceiling in the middle of a silent, freezing night, wondering why, despite all your desperate struggles and sleepless nights, you still feel stuck? Why does it feel like there is an invisible barrier keeping you from the life you deserve? Let's cut right to the chase. No fluff, no sugar-coating. How do you think Angelina Jolie transformed from a rebellious, headline-grabbing Hollywood youth into one of the most influential, powerful, and respected women on the planet? Do you think she had some secret magical formula? Or perhaps you think that because she is wealthy and famous, she somehow managed to bypass the suffering the rest of us go through? If you believe she reached this pinnacle without immense struggle, you are gravely mistaken. Let me ask you a question that might feel like a punch to the gut. A question so provocative it might just dismantle your entire current worldview. What if I told you that the biggest obstacle to your growth isn't your lack of resources, but the very pain you are running from with every ounce of your energy? Are you prepared to stay with me until the final second of this video, where I reveal not just the dark, brilliant secret behind Angelina's transformation, but exactly how you can turn that same key in the lock of your own life? If you aren't here for fluff or toxic positivity, but are ready to learn how to forge an inner empire out of the ashes of your failures, put your phone down, take a deep, grounding breath, and immerse yourself in this. I promise you, after hearing this, you will never look at your pain the same way again. Let's be real, friend. Let's get intimate with the truth. We've all been conditioned to wear a mask when things go south. When we fail, when we lose someone, when our dreams crumble, we jump on Instagram, post a polished photo, fake a smile, and pretend everything is perfect. But Angelina Jolie operated with a completely different strategy. She never tried to bury her pain beneath a deceptive mask. Do you realize why this is so critical? When you suppress pain, you are burning an insane amount of mental and emotional energy just to maintain that fake exterior. That energy should be fueling your growth, your ambition, and your evolution, but instead, it is being drained by the constant labor of keeping up appearances. Angelina showed the world that you can stand in the center of a hurricane, amidst relentless media scrutiny, brutal personal heartbreaks, and constant pressure, and instead of being pulverized by it, you can turn that pressure into the very pillars of your strength. What is true power, really? True power is the ability to look into the face of your darkest, most terrifying realities and not flinch. Most people think growth is about adding new skills, learning a new language, or working longer hours. But true growth starts from a much deeper, more subterranean place. It begins with the total acceptance of every single dimension of your existence, especially those parts you've spent your life trying to hate or hide. Let's visualize this clearly. Imagine your life is a massive, beautiful mansion, but there is a wing of it currently engulfed in flames. Most people spend their lives frantically locking the doors to that burning room, pretending the heat isn't rising, and trying to live in the other rooms while praying the fire eventually dies out. But Angelina Jolie was the one who bravely walked into that burning room. She didn't run. She faced the fire of her pain, learned to harness it, and used that very heat to warm the rest of her life. How many locked, burning rooms are you hiding in your own consciousness? How many suppressed feelings, old regrets, or unacknowledged failures are you keeping under wraps? Each one of those is a source of raw, untapped energy that, if released, could launch you toward your goals at the speed of light. And remember, I am sharing this with you because I know you are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. If you feel that this path is exactly what you have been searching for, do not forget to hit the follow button right now, because here, we are going to expose truths that most are too terrified to even whisper. Now, let's go deeper. One of the most poisonous lies society feeds us is, you must always be happy. No, you don't have to be happy, you have to be aware. Angelina Jolie carries a specific kind of calm in every interview, a calm that doesn't come from indifference, but from total acceptance. She realized that life is an intricate, non-negotiable mosaic of light and shadow, and you cannot possibly understand the light without truly tasting the shadow. When you learn to become friends with your pain, nothing can ever truly defeat you. The truth is, your fear of the pain is infinitely larger than the pain itself. Once that fear dissolves, you become invincible. Think of a boxer who is terrified of being hit. They will never become a champion. Angelina Jolie has been hit repeatedly in the ring of life, but she has risen every single time with a new lesson etched into her skin. You must learn to view the blows of life not as signs of defeat, but as essential training. It is fascinating how many people attribute Angelina's success merely to her beauty. What an absolute absurdity. Beauty is a tool in our world, but to leave a legacy, to be truly influential, you need an inner depth that people feel the moment they enter your presence. That depth is forged through difficult choices. Those choices where, even when everyone tells you, don't do that, you follow your inner compass regardless of the consequences. Angelina Jolie repeatedly chose paths that nobody else had the courage to walk. She didn't seek out safe, lucrative, or easy roles. She gravitated toward projects that gave her soul meaning, even at the cost of her own comfort. How much are you willing to risk in your own life? How much are you willing to trade safe mediocrity for the raw truth of your existence? If you are still clinging to your safety net, you are missing the greatest opportunities for your evolution. Growth begins precisely where your comfort zone ends. I know what you might be thinking. Well, that's Angelina Jolie, I'm just an ordinary person. That is the most destructive trap you could possibly set for yourself. Being ordinary is a choice, not a destiny. Angelina Jolie was once just an ordinary person, too, riddled with the same fears, doubts, and insecurities you feel right now. The difference: she decided not to be ordinary. She decided to set the ceiling of her ambitions higher than everyone else. You can do the exact same thing. You only need to decide that, starting today, you are no longer the victim of your circumstances, you are the architect of your destiny. Everything begins in the mind. The same mind that is processing these words right now is the same mind that can transform your entire world. You just have to give it permission to think beyond the limitations of its past. Let's do a very simple exercise. Right now, in your mind, bring up one of those events that makes you feel ashamed or hurt. Now, instead of running away, just look at it. Try to feel exactly what you felt in that moment. Now, ask yourself, what power did this event add to my repertoire? Perhaps it taught you how resilient you truly are, how to identify toxic people, or how to stand on your own 2 feet. Do you see? That same pain is now revealing a new superpower. That is conscious growth. Angelina Jolie, with this simple practice, turned every failure into a stepping stone. If you don't want to walk this path of growth alone, if you want to learn how to convert these inner skills into real-world success, influence, and peace, hit the follow button right now. We are building a small army here of people who are determined to turn themselves into legends. Your place in this journey is waiting, so join us. Let's continue. Do you know what holds people back more than anything else? It's the judgment of others. We think, if I change, if I become different, what will people say? Angelina Jolie has been the target of the harshest judgments for decades, yet she understood that no matter how good you are, people will still judge you. So why should you allow their hollow opinions to dictate your life's trajectory? When you reach this level of intellectual independence, nobody can stop you. That is when you finally invest your liberated energy into the monumental tasks that can change the world. Remember, you were not born to keep people happy. You were born to be you, with all your contradictions, your beauty, and every lesson you've harvested from your suffering. By the way, remember that question I asked you at the start of the video. Do you still think your pain is your obstacle? I truly hope the answer is now clear to you. Your pain is not your obstacle, it is your primary fuel. Like a diamond that forms under the crushing pressure of the earth, you are currently under that exact same pressure. If you can endure, if you can consciously use this pressure, you will transform into the diamond of your own life. And remember, you cannot break a diamond, you can only marvel at its brilliance. You are that diamond, you just have to believe the potential is already inside you. I didn't write these words just for entertainment. My goal was to give your consciousness a serious, necessary jolt. If this video managed to shift your perspective even by a fraction, then my work is done. But this is just the beginning. In our upcoming videos, we are going to dive into more practical techniques, psychological strategies, and actionable methods for personal growth that you won't find in any textbook. If you want to walk this path of evolution with me, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single one of these golden opportunities. We are going to achieve great things together, because you deserve the very best, you just have to claim it. Thank you for being here, for investing in yourself, and for giving me your time. I promise I'll be back with even more intensity and raw truth in the future. You are extraordinary, so take one small step, even if it's just a tiny one, toward your true self today. I am waiting for you with more breakthroughs just around the corner. Goodbye until the next video. Stay vigilant, guard your inner light, and keep growing, hero.